Welcome, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to our Wednesday Activation and Abundance call. I am Kristin Ahlgren, tuning in from the beautiful island of Oahu in the Hawaiian island chain. I grew up here, and I'll just start off by saying that I never in a million years thought that I would be sitting here right now with all of you leading a presentation like this. However, I know that you know that we never know what is going to happen in life. And I am so grateful for this experience and this opportunity that has landed in my lap. So I'm just going to be a guide through this next 30 minutes. I'm going to be sharing a little bit about my story and why I'm here. About our incredible company that I decided, and a bunch of these beautiful souls on here decided to as well, why we decided to partner with our company LifeVantage. I'll be sharing about our incredible category creating products, a little bit on the science. I'm not a scientist, so we'll go light on that. We have a lot of different videos with a lot of different doctors, medical professionals that can give you more of that if that's your jam. And I'm going to be talking about the business opportunity as well for those of you that are interested in mixing it up, diversifying, trying something new. And I'm also going to have a couple guests. I'm going to have Julia Owen. She's going to share her testimonies and her families on how these products have helped her. And at the end, Sarah Redican is going to talk about why this business has radically changed her and her family's life. So my name is Kristin. I never, like I said, I never thought I would do this. However, this was brought to me by my dear sister. We're very close. We live in the same town, Kailua. Our kids are dear friends. We spend a lot of time together, and she decided to take LifeVantage and do it as a business for her own personal reasons. I told her I would not do the business, but I would try the product. We have several, but I told her I would try the main product, NRF2 Pro Tandem, which I will get into. And that's it. I didn't think anything of it. I did it to support her. And I started the product. And after 3 weeks of being on it, this is it. It's one pill a day. I had an unexpected health testimony. The hot flashes that I have been having for 3 years, waking up drenched in the middle of the night, completely went away. And I even did a self-study, and I stopped taking it for a couple weeks. Sure enough, they came back, started taking it again. They went away. It's been 4 years. I do not have hot flashes except for when I'm presenting. And my mom had them for 17 years. She moved away from Hawaii. I thought that was my destiny. And I was able to switch gears by activating my cells. So it was also at a time in my life when I've been with my incredible husband for 23 years. We have, a really incredible life. And he's been the main breadwinner. And it was at a time when him and I were at a very low point in our marriage. We were talking about divorce. And I realized that I needed to do something for myself. And it was just like a guttural instinct that I wanted to give this a try. So what started off with my pinky finger in, I started sharing the products. My friend who was a nurse, her blood levels evened out. Another friend who was not able to go to the bathroom weekly, she would only go weekly, was going daily. My mom's inflammation levels were down. And so, like I said, what started off with my pinky finger in has just created a roaring fire. And it's not a hot flash, it's excitement for what I do and for what our team has created. So our main breakout product is Pro Tandem, and it's really, I'm going to get into what it does, but it affects people in different, very unique ways, and people have different effects from it. So before I get into it, because I believe in the power of story, and people and what they share is so powerful. I'm going to introduce Julia Owen to share her family's testimony on how this product and these products have helped them in a massive way. And Julia is from Mississippi. She's a mother. She is a force with the sweetest Southern accent. So Julia, would you mind sharing?
Absolutely. Can you hear me, Kristin?
Yes.
Okay, right. So our family's life story began about a year and a half ago when our son, who was 17 at the time, had to have some routine blood work done. And when we got the results back, it said that he was at high coronary risk. And that's not something anybody wants to see for their son, and especially considering my father-in-law had died of a heart attack when he was 52. So the doctor's office was not sure what to do with him because he was young. They didn't want to have to put him on a prescription. And I just said I needed a couple of months because I was going to handle this naturally. And they told me good luck. So I reached out to a dear friend of mine, Julie McAfee, who lives in Colorado. And she said, I know exactly what you need to try. And so we jumped in and started on the Trust Energizer, which is 3 of the LifeVantage products. And a month later, we went back to have his blood work done, and it was all within normal range. I had the doctor, the nurses, everybody wanting to know exactly what we had done. Best thing that ever happened. Then I realized for myself, of course, we all continued to take the product. And about 3 months later, I realized that I was feeling the best I had since before I got diagnosed with Lyme's disease in 2015. And when you learn a little bit about what this does with inflammation, you'll understand why I was feeling so much better. And then the final thing was my husband, who was taking it just because I told him to. And, he was, he knew my testimony and my son's, but for him, he was rocking along doing great, but he was taking it every day, and he went for his annual checkup. And usually 2 to 3 days later, the nurse would call to give him the results of his lab work. And he noticed that it was his doctor's cell phone. And he was real nervous. I was with him, and his doctor called to say that his lab work was the best it had been in 7 years. His blood pressure, that everything best it had been in 7 years. The only thing that our family did differently was having the Trust Energizer as a part of our daily routine. Obviously, we can't claim to treat, cure, or mitigate any disease with this, but that's the only thing that we did differently. So we're in it for life.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy that it has affected you and your family. And I love working with you. Thank you so much for sharing, Julia. So I have a slideshow that just to give you guys a visual, and honestly, just to keep me on track because I have a squirrel mind. So I'm going to share my screen. Let's see. Oh, sorry, that's not it. Sorry, give me a second. Here we go. All right, we good? All right. Okay, so this is my family. I talked a little bit about my story. I'm not going to get into it anymore. You can see family, health, connection, all very important to me. Hands up in these pictures. I like to have a lot of fun in life. We'll leave this slide at that, and we're going to get into this. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about the key points of LifeVantage, the trends and timing, why we're a huge deal, but still a very kept secret that we are shouting from the rooftops. The world needs to hear about us. Our products, I'm going to get into that. Our compensation, how it works, our system. Anyone can do this. I like to say, if I can do this, you can do this. Trust me. And our community, why our team and the LifeVantage community is absolutely incredible. So the past couple of years has really shown us that, our lives and how we're living them is is really important, right? It's called the Great Resignation. There's a lot of people who have, been working, who have been doing the 9 to 5, or even if not that, are, doing things that are not creating happiness or, time freedom, if you will, for them and their families. Because of COVID, a lot of people have left major cities, and a lot of people have moved to, places like Hawaii, to smaller towns, to really, because they realize that they really want to live life. And that has also been the same thing in terms of people and realizing that they want to work from home. They want to be able to work from anywhere. They want to be able to work from their home and their phone. They want to be able to diversify. People are looking to feel better. And yeah, I mean, I have just seen that over and over again since COVID. Our business has tripled because people are looking for something different. It's true that when the economy goes down, entrepreneurship goes up. People's antennas are open and they are up. So, okay, timing highlights. In 2005, we had a ABC primetime news investigative report that came out. And if you haven't seen this, there's a couple of websites you can find, but I always like to send biohackandactivate.com. It has the ABC primetime on it that I'm about to share, along with some other important things like peer-reviewed research studies, et cetera, on that. So our creator, Dr. Joe McCord, just to edify him a little bit, he is the Elliott Crescent Award winner from what he had discovered. He discovered superoxide dismutase, which is a really big word, otherwise known as SOD, which is one of the main antioxidants in the body. So edifying him, he's not some Joe Schmo in a basement. He is legit, the real deal. Henry Ford also won the Elliott Crescent Award, just to give you a comparison. Him and his scientists that he was working with really were working with anti-aging, trying to slow down the aging process, working with antioxidants, free radicals. And he had been working with pharmaceuticals, essentially, and pharmaceuticals absolutely have a place. However, a lot of them have side effects, most of them. And so he started working with herbs and found that the specific blend microdosing of these 5 herbs, milk thistle, bacopa, ashwagandha, green tea, and turmeric, in this pill that I'm talking about, reduced oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days. So this was the claim. They had done their own tests. ABC Primetime got a hold of this, and basically what they do, or what they did, I don't know if you remember that show with John Quinones, they go into debunk companies, because unfortunately that's what creates a news ripple, right? People want to kind of see a negative thing, unfortunately. What happened was the exact opposite. They had done John Quinones's blood work after him being on the product, and found that after 2 weeks, his blood work was reduced to that of a newborn. It was reduced by 45% in 30 days. I'm going to get into what oxidative stress is in a little bit, but just know that it's a really big deal. So at that point, we were sold in GNC, we were sold retail, high health. Nobody knew what Protandim was. The clerk didn't know. And they had a business consultant come in and say, you have got the perfect story for direct sales and network marketing. Put it into the hands of the people, exactly what we're doing right now to share this information. So we moved from retail to direct sales, and basically our numbers just catapulted, and now we're a $225 million company and growing. We're publicly traded on the NASDAQ. I'll be honest, I didn't even really know what that meant when I first started, but I realized that it's a big deal. There are only 19 network marketing companies that are publicly traded of the thousands. Everything is transparent. One of our board members is Erin Brockovich. She is a lawyer that helps the planet. And we have other VPs from major brands like Amazon and FedEx on our board. We're open in 22 countries. And we have a very, very large team that is thriving. Sorry, new slideshow. I thought I'd get it together by now after a couple of practices. Okay, what is oxidative stress? I want you to think about today and just how it's changed in terms of, why is heart disease up? Why is cancer up? Why is autism up? Why do 1 in 3 people get cancer? Why is that? Well, our environment has changed from the Industrial Revolution. It's, the food we eat now is just filled with crap. It's the food we eat. What causes oxidative stress? Well, it's also in the air that we breathe. It can be too little exercise or even too much exercise. It can be in our cell phones. It can be in medications. Oxidative stress is linked to over 200 diseases. So that's why when we say when you can reduce it by 40% in 30 days, and then it actually goes up after that, that's why it's a really, really big deal and why these people are having amazing testimonies and feeling better. Oh my gosh. Jeez, this arrow is very, very finicky. Wow. It's just not going. Okay, bear with me. Anyone can do this. Okay. All right, Protandem. Like I said, it's the 5 herbs. We've got 7 patents on it. We have peer-reviewed research studies. That's the next slide. I'll get into that. What I want you to think about is that, yes, we're in the supplement category, but we are actually an activator. So supplement and activators, think of the flip phone. Now we've got these iPhone 13s or whatever it is now. It's new technology. Supplements is, remember when acai was so popular, and blueberries and kale and red wine, those are supplements. What Protandem does is it actually goes in and it allows our body to create their own antioxidants, 1,000,000 to 1 per second. And the herbs themselves are 1,800 times more powerful than the one herb alone. A lot of people will say, well, I take turmeric, I take green tea. Well, it's the synergistic effect is 1,800 times more powerful. Have you heard of glutathione? It's a buzzword right now. A lot of people are getting glutathione IVs. Protandem NRF2 actually increases glutathione by 300%. 300%. Oh, Petunia, my dog is growling. Okay, so there's probably the cat wandering out there. So it's not just LifeVantage talking about not doing their own study. It's not just ABC Primetime. When that news report came out, other universities, institution like Harvard, like American Heart Association, like National Institute of Aging, Colorado State, they actually did their own research studies, funded them on their own. You can go to PubMed, Petunia. You can go to pubmed.gov, and that is, I didn't know what that was. It's where doctors, medical professionals, they go and they look up their studies there, and diseases and other products, and that's where they go. So we have 30 plus peer-reviewed research studies, very big deal, does not happen in the supplement category, very rare. And this is something that's really important. Washington State University said about NRF2 activation, which is what Protandem does, is potentially the most extraordinary therapeutic and preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine. So if that doesn't excite you, then I don't know what will. It excited me. All right, we've got other products. I'm not going to go into them very, very briefly. We have Julia said, we have a tri-synergizer, which is also, it's an NRF1 and the NAD. These three, it's like the military, the Army, and the Air Force all coming in at once. To activate your body. Highly recommend the tri-synergizer. If you want more science on that, get back to the person that invited you. We have a body care, a hair care, and a skin care with the NRF2 activation from the outside in. We win awards for being extremely clean. We have gut health. If you don't know what gut health is, learn about it. The microbiome, it's a big deal. It's a big thing. Energy, Axio drink. I don't want to nap in the afternoons, although I did yesterday, but it's very rare. It's replaced my coffee. It wakes up your brain. It's all natural. All of our ingredients are natural. And immunity is clearly important right now, daily wellness. And one thing that is not listed on here that my dog Petunia reminded me of is we have a pet care, a pet tandem. People started giving it to their pets. We've got veterinarians on our team. Pets don't have a placebo effect. Very, big deal. My dog had, my other dog that had passed away at almost 15, had a horrible rash on her stomach that only antibiotics would take away. I started giving her pet tandem. It went away for good. Okay, switching gears here, compensation. So network marketing is really the way of the future. It's the way, on social media, it's people are networking. That's how they're sharing. It's incredible because it's really about leveraging your time and your income and opening up networks, distribution networks. So my sister invited me, I invited my friend Nina invited Sky, and it's opening up all these networks. So we're getting paid on the results of everyone. So it also creates a very beautiful business model. We get paid daily. Like I said, actually, I haven't said that. I'm going to get into that global profit sharing. We have all expense paid for trips. Our next one is in September in Croatia. If you were to join our team now, you could potentially qualify for that trip. And we have one of the most highest paid comp plans in our industry. And we have won awards for that. And there's so much more to the comp plan, but that's just a general basis. This is a big deal. Like my eyes lit up when I saw this comp plan and got me really excited about it, just the potential. We have different levels, if you will, Pro 1 to Pro 10. This is how much we are making monthly. This is leverage income monthly. The Pro 3 is average of $626. That's 1 or 2 car payments, definitely paying for your products there. The Premier Pro 5 is $3,100. That's starting to become some life-changing money. Where I sit right now is the Elite Pro 7, these elite ranks. This is a very big deal. This is where the global profit sharing happens. We get 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%, depending on what level, 7, 8, 9, 10 of everything made in the entire world. Elite Pro 7's average are $13,400. The person that introduced this to my sister, Daisy Shane Goodwin, I'm sure she's on here. She's incredible, our amazing leader and mentor and dear friend. The average income of her level is $50,000 a month. And it even goes up after that if you can look at these levels, Pro 10 and beyond. So it's kind of a big deal. All right. So we can work from anywhere. Like I said, we have an incredible app. Anyone can do this. We've got a system in place. When you decide to jump on, we come in and we just want to help you if that's what you want. Because when you grow, we grow. Like I said, it creates a really, really amazing business model. So this is a part of our team. Julie Mai, mother of four, jewelry maker. This has radically changed her life. She just was able to buy a home in Kauai. Hawaii homes are very expensive. Jennifer Alice Murray. It's funny because her face is right up on the screen this whole time, and then your face is next to the face. It's so cute. She is a vegan chef, a cookbook author, and it's radically changed her life. And Melody here, she was a dental hygienist and realized that she didn't want to do the 9-to-5 thing, radically changed her life. Oh gosh, this thing is so temperamental. Okay, just a little bit more on the team. Debbie and Rusty, retired physical therapist because of this business. Debbie, who's running this call, the tech of it. She's a nutritionist. Here's my gals. Nina, Sky, and Tara, all besties from childhood. Polly Grace, flight attendant in Europe, killing it in that market. Jamie and Susan Alden, they are ex-military, very successful military and yogis and just going for it. And here's my sister who introduced this to me. It's completely changed her life. And Sarah Redican, who I'm going to introduce now, she has been a teacher and she's been a dear friend of mine for, let me stop this share. Or gosh, how many years now? Years. I knew her husband growing up. I grew up with him. And she and my sister decided to do this business at the same time. And she taught my kids kindergarten, and she's just the life. She's got so much life to her, and she did not think she was going to do this. And she'll tell her story, but she has been able to, stop teaching because of our business. So Sarah, would you mind sharing your story a little bit? Did I talk too much? Oh, good. We've got 2 minutes. Perfect.
Thank you. That was wonderful, Kristin. Thank you for all that information. And I think really what I want to do kind of to bring it all together, because, you sit here and you listen to this information and you see the slides and there's so many things, back and forth, and don't worry about everything that you just heard. Just know that if there's something that inspired you, that you just saw even a little bit of it, reach out to the person that invited you, because there's so much to this. And so for me, I'm a teacher. I have my master's in teaching. I've been teaching kindergarten for 15 years. I've got 2 kids. My husband's an artist, local artist here in Kailua. I live in on Oahu as well, near Kristin. And I just basically assumed I'd be a teacher my whole life, because I love teaching. I love kids. I love bringing people together, and it would just fit. Although I never had any money, but they say money doesn't buy happiness until you don't have any. And then you're like, oh God, how depressing. And so, obviously being a teacher and an artist, it wasn't easy. And we had our second child, and I decided to stop teaching for a year. I was going to just take a year off and see what could happen, see if I could find something else. And quickly I realized that I couldn't. I needed to work again. But during that time, a dear friend of ours, who Kristin mentioned, Daisy, had reached out to me and said, I have this opportunity that I want to share with you. And she knew that I was taking time off. So she came to me with a business opportunity. She came to me and said, I think this could be something. And I didn't want to listen. I didn't get it. I'm not a network marketer. I have a master's in teaching. Like, I have a real job, right? And lo and behold, she actually talked to my husband after she talked to me, because they also grew up together. And she ended up finding out about his horrible, horrible shoulder issues that he was having. Like I said, he's an artist. He is a surfer. He's about 10 years older than me, so he's 50 now. And he was really, really struggling. For all of us, when we cannot provide, when we can't do the things that make us happy, when we cannot do our work, it's really debilitating. And so it led to all kinds of things. And he really listened when Daisy spoke and was like, we decided to buy a box of products, and we actually bought a distributor pack because we were going to save on shipping, and it was a bunch of products for cheaper. And so we bought it, and I was like, I'm good, I'm young, I'm healthy, I don't need this. And he started taking the products, and literally within like 3 months, the debilitating pain that he had in his shoulder, the popping, all of that dissipated. And like Julia said in the beginning, we don't claim to cure or treat or mitigate disease, but I can tell you that even with physical therapy and cortisone shots for years, his shoulder pain was still existed, to the point where we were looking for an orthopedic surgeon. 3 months into taking these products and not changing anything else, he wasn't feeling what he had felt before. And even more incredibly so, a few months after that, so maybe about 6 months into taking the products, his allergies completely went away. And it's funny because I know Kristin asked me on here to share about the business side of the testimony, but I got to tell you, it all starts with the products. The products are why we're all here. But I'm going to tell you that I talked to Katie. When I started doing this, I was like, Katie, let's do this. And she's like, let's do this. And then Kristin, okay, I'll be here to support a little bit. And then she was like, okay, wait, let's do this. There's something here. And literally 3 best friends in a little town on a little island on Oahu started just sharing the information. And over a period of like 4.5 years, while I was teaching full time, while I had 2 kids that were under the age of 6, while I had a husband who was self-employed, worked at home, right? While living in Hawaii, I was able to slowly and surely grow this business by just sharing the information very simply, just telling people about the experience that I had. And now, 4.5 years later, I've exceeded my teaching salary just by sharing this information, just by getting on calls like this, just by presenting here and there, inviting people to these calls, just telling people what happened to my family. And now the potential with this idea of like residual income, that now all of these people that are on my team are sharing it with other people while I'm not even involved, like it's saving so many lives and it's helping so many people. And it's just incredible what the opportunity can do for you. And it's so simple. It just takes a little bit of work. So if anything resonated with you, this is our tribe. This is who you would be joining and partnering with if you decided to jump on this as a business, or if you wanted to take this and take these products, we're the ones who would be supporting you through that. And if you had people you wanted to share this with and not be involved, that's okay too. So thank you, Kristin, so much for inviting me to speak on the call. You shared beautifully, and I just hope this resonated with some of you that are listening today.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you so much. And I agree. Thank you for saying that, because I feel like I'm just trying to get so much information in and at once. So if you got anything out of this, just know that you might want to try the products. You might want to look into the business and link arms with us. And you might just be a referral to, someone that is looking to feel better, looking to, for something different, to diversify. So definitely get back to the person that invited you to this call. Tell them what you thought. And I just want to leave you with this last thought that if, think about your life in 5 years and how it looks, because we know it's going to go by like that. My kids are almost 13 and 15, and I cannot believe it. It's going to go by like that. And how is your life? How are you feeling? How is your body feeling? If it's feeling good, think about what, your parents, your grandparents, what did they have? Is that coming at you in terms of, their health and what they had? Are you, do you have the time? Are you liking your job? Are you wanting more? Are you a stay-at-home mom that is looking for something? Are you, what how does your life look? If you're there already, awesome. And if you're working towards that, fantastic. And if you are looking for something, then I'm telling you, this could possibly be it, because it was it for me. And it was for so many of these people on this call. So thank you so much for tuning in. I'm so grateful. And I'm so glad that I'm done talking. Have a great day, everyone, or evening, wherever you are.